Hello everyone, Untitled, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Wildly Eat. A mod that simply adds the ability for you to eat everything as far as I can tell. There is also aspects to tweak food in a way, so I'm assuming you can tweak food level, eating level, poison effect after eating, apply any to the inedible list, and obviously this can be done in a config. As you can see, we've got bedrock, we've got, I don't know what that is. I assume eating a pig rather than having a pork chop in your hands, and you can also eat players. Okay, this is interesting, strange. So we'll just go with Sesame Obsidian, something that's obviously not usually edible. Let's try eating this. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, like diamond teeth or something. I don't know. So that takes a bit, and it gives us fire resistance as well as obviously 2 on the hunger bar there. Try a block of coal. And a lot quicker, so speed 4, and I assume the haste. So they do. So some do give effects. I don't know which do, but we'll just try like a bunch of random stuff and see what happens. But my guess is that many of them are not. You do have to use the R key by default to eat everything, and also I'm gonna check if it can eat entire stacks as well. So you can change the key binding there if you want. So try eating some stairs, which will give us a little bit there, and I don't think any effects, so I'll just get rid of this just in case. Oh, come on. That's annoying. Okay, here we go. I'm so used to the other where it has it differently. So we'll press R here for moss stone and C, and it doesn't change too much. Try a block of emeralds, which I'm assuming will give us an effect. And my guess is it'll take as long to consume it as it does to use a pickaxe on it, pretty much. For some of them. Yeah, so pretty much the same as breaking, except for the fact that it's instead you're consuming it. So yes, we'll actually get some mobs. I don't know, can I? How do I want to do this? I guess we'll go with a pig. Why not? I don't think you can do this with probably hostile mobs, because it's probably ridiculous. We can eat the pig, I guess. You do 3.5, so it's, or 2.5, so it's pretty much almost like eating multiple pork chops, I guess, in a way. It's not too bad, or at least raw pork chops. Okay, so that just eats 1 block, and that gives us regeneration 4 and jump boost from lapis. Okay, so we try gold, and my guess is that you're pretty much not going to get much higher than a certain point of like probably above 4, I think. I don't know. It depends on what each block or item gives you. Obviously a lot of stuff isn't edible, but yeah. Okay, so we've got absorption, strength, everything else, so yeah. So take a look at the configs, which you can access from here. I assume you can probably do the same here, right at the bottom, under Wildly Eat, which has a lot of stuff. This is pretty much all the blocks that will give you a bunch of effects, as you can see here. Further we get down, we get to other stuff like eaten set list, so that's like certain specific stuff where you can eat all. Actually, maybe stacks again. I don't know what half these other values mean, unfortunately, though. My guess is it's like how much. Okay, so hunger effect for certain time limit. Yeah, so seconds effect, and then I don't know what that other one is. I have to remember from the actual commands. We'll go effect, we'll just go that, we'll just go hunger. So that's like 100, 1, and that's a true or false state, that's why. Okay, so that's probably the true or false. No, because it's in... Okay, so they're in decimal, they're not in otherwise, so I don't know then. That's like some additional thing, I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe a delay, I guess, is probably what it is. I have no idea. You've got... let's see... Eatenity effect, which is slowness. You've got foods that are edible, so you can pretty much actually enable or disable if you can eat things. The inedible list is obviously empty, which you can add to. There's an entity aspect, so you can eat mobs, item entity and particle stuff. So we'll just take a look. Can we eat a zombie, for example? Seems we can. And before they attack us, probably not. And you have to keep pointing at them. So that's not too bad. Oh, and you can eat sugarcane. Interesting. I guess that does a little bit. Anyways, we'll go to the actual in-menu one rather than the text document version. So you can see you can change always edible to true or false. You can change the block to true or false, which my guess is like if you can consume blocks, compared to like the always edible applying to, I assume, anything in general. So maybe if you turn this one off, it will apply to only mobs, or maybe items in your hand, I guess, rather than like, you can point at a block and eat it. Okay, and that gives you a multitude of different effects. So actually check, what each one is. So we do this. It is preventing that one, but if we actually get a grass block, for example, and eat it, we still can. Yep, so there's the actual in-world ones that you point to, like mobs and blocks, and then there's other stuff. So I don't think items will count, like them actually dropped before they despawn. I don't think those will count, but yes, if you want to eat blocks in the world, you can just by looking at them. The consume count multiples, so I assume you can have it be a lot more than just the one that it constantly does. So especially with the R key being eat everything, it'll be that you can change this accordingly to whatever you want. So it can eat a whole stack or not, or consume a whole stack. The eaten cooldown, so I assume that's between each time you're eating, there's this cooldown that maybe it like works out your hunger, or it's just the cooldown between each time you can use it because there just is. For balancing, you've got the eaten effect list, which obviously we covered in the other one, which was take a look at what's available. So we've got fire resistance, instant damage, other resistances after eating iron related stuff, gold related, lapis, ore, sand, and a bunch of other stuff, logs, so like typical resources it seems you can consume, coal, glowstone, weakness, and obviously a bunch of other potion effects will appear. So you can probably just add more or remove these if you want. You've got the eaten set list, which is for entities, it seems, or items in your hand. So you got apples, bedrock. Okay, so that's fair enough. Entities, obviously, if by looking at them we can eat them. Food is edible, so I assume that's if you have can use mod eat key to eat food, and that is can still eat after food level is full, so that's if your hunger bar is full. So similar to when you eat a golden apple, you're not restricted, you can still get the effects or still have your hunger go up or saturation go up. Inedible list for all those that you don't want. So for example, if you put bedrock or something else there, then that's fine. I'm assuming you could probably eat bedrock just by looking at it, which is an interesting approach. Can eat items, so that's if you can or can't eat at all. I'm assuming that maybe just restricts all the others that you're applying, or those on the edible list or something. Edible. Or it probably just makes it go back to, or just restricts items actually. Yeah, it might restrict items, so you have to go with blocks or mobs instead, maybe. That could be why. So that could be an interesting way of, like, a challenge of, like, you have to survive by eating blocks or mobs. You can't just go by any items like apples dropping from oak trees or something in a sky block, for example. You'd have to go with the leaves instead, maybe, or grass blocks around you, or mobs that happen to spawn once you push the expand the structure or platform. You've got if it's true with player eaten object, will give effect on the list. So there's that, I guess. Which obviously I'm assuming you could turn off so you don't get effects from certain things you eat, or those that are supposed to apply one won't. They'll just give you typical hunger. If set to true, object in the inedible list will not be edible, so obviously it'll invert things. And you got particles, which is obviously for like the pork ones we saw, or just other stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want the ability to pretty much customize what you can eat, whether you can eat blocks and mobs or anything else by looking at them or more, then yeah, you can do that, of course. There's a lot of customization for just eating possibilities. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.